Young Tommy, I think that's a web handle. And Tommy may not be so young, but who knows? Anyway, he writes to me and he says, Paul, what do you think of the experts who say that the evidence dispute the powers that be's claims? I think what you're asking is, what do I think about the experts who say the history as we know it, that 13,000 years ago, we came out of the caves for the first time in 3.5 million years, and within 2,000 or 3,000 years of that period, invented agriculture, language, communication, and just right on up to shooting Teslas in spaceships over to Mars. And that is the accepted norm. That is what most experts will tell you. And what do I think about that? I think it's very short-sighted. I think it is the height of hubris because, look, experts, let me tell you something about experts. We need them. They are what keeps everything going. But they're not always the ones that do groundbreaking work, okay? Think of the experts back in the time of poor Galileo, who locked him up for the rest of his life in a tower. Think of the experts who warned people that the earth was flat and ships would fall off and be eaten by dragons. Think of the experts that had bloodletting as a way of fixing disease. I mean, look, experts are learned people who take the current knowledge of the day and keep everybody on track because it's the best we have right now. That's good stuff. But there's a whole other class of people, researchers, adventurers, people that are kind of thinking outside of the box. And many times that goes nowhere. But also, many times, luckily, it goes somewhere. And at some point, enough evidence starts coming in from a new thought and a new perspective that experts start taking a look at it and go, maybe there's something here. I just saw a fascinating article on the ancient cave-dwelling pictures of animals in, I think it's in the Dordogne Valley in France. And for, forever, that, of recorded history that I can dig up, those paintings had marks on them that nobody knew what the heck they meant. Little dots. So you had a bison and it had like 6 dots, and you had a fish and there were like 3 dots, and nobody knew what it was. Well, just recently, a scientist came up with the notion and went ahead and basically proved it. Those dots were calendars. If there were 12 dots, that was near the end of the lunar cycle. If there was 1 dot, it was at the beginning of the lunar monthly cycle. And that apparently was when the fish or the animal, I think it was when they had babies, if I remember right. Well, don't quote me on that. But it was a calendar, basically. So you looked at this picture, if you were a hunter, and you said, aha, this is the 3rd month of the lunar year, and if I go out and look for that critter, and I know where those are, there's going to be lots of them running around because they just had all these babies, if that's what it was. But so, I mean, as we go on, we need our experts, but experts hold the line, the party line, if you will, until somebody else comes along and says, nope, this is the way it is. And then the party line changes. So that's what I think about experts. Okay, thank you. Bye.